You know, as we get older, our bodies become more sensitive to what we put in them every single day. Even a meal that looks perfectly healthy, a simple steamed fish, or a fresh salmon salad can sometimes nudge your blood pressure up, disturb your sleep, or leave you with a little headache, and we do not always connect the dots. I hear this so often from people over 60. They tell me, I eat fish every day. It is the safest thing for my heart. Now, here is something many people do not realize. Not every fish is good for the heart. Some kinds, especially the very common ones in grocery stores and restaurants, carry more mercury and harmful compounds than most folks would ever imagine. And these do not make you sick right away. They build up slowly, quietly. Then one day, memory feels a little fuzzy. Joints get a bit stiff. The heart feels like it is working just a little harder than before. What concerns me is this: many people truly believe they are making the healthy choice, but without knowing it, they are putting strain on their bodies. So in this video, let us take a calm, clear look together. We will talk about 7 types of fish that folks over 60 should be careful with because of mercury, toxins, and inflammation. And then I will share 7 wonderful options that help sharpen memory, protect the heart, and support healthy aging. We will go slowly. Just picture it with me, step by step, because sometimes, my friend, one small change, 2 small choices can make such a difference in how you feel every day. And if you are thinking about salmon, the fish many believe is gold for the heart, well, you may want to listen closely to what comes next. You know, a lot of people think of salmon as the gold standard for health. Say the word omega-3, and most folks picture salmon right away. But here is something many people do not realize. Not all salmon is the same. Most of the salmon you see in the grocery store today is farm-raised, packed into crowded pens, water not flowing the way nature intended, thousands of fish in a tight space. To keep those fish alive, they need antibiotics. They use treatments for parasites. They even add coloring to make the flesh look nice and bright. It looks beautiful in the case, but inside, it often carries things your body really does not need. I have seen the lab reports on farm salmon from the United States and Europe, and the truth is, the levels of PCBs and dioxins chemicals linked to inflammation and even cancer are many times higher than in wild salmon. For someone over 60, when the liver, kidneys, and heart are working a little harder already, that is not a small thing. That is real strain over time. And here is the part that surprises people. Farmed salmon usually has more saturated fat and less omega-3 than wild salmon. So you think you are eating something good for your heart, but you may actually be feeding inflammation, stiffening your arteries little by little. I understand why many people choose farmed salmon. It is cheaper, it is right there, and on the surface, it seems the same. But the difference is real. You may not feel it tomorrow or next month, but over the years, it can show up as higher cholesterol, more joint pain, slower memory. Now, if you love salmon, I am not telling you to give it up. Not at all. Just choose wild Alaskan salmon when you can, or look for salmon labeled sustainably farmed, meaning it is raised with cleaner practices. It may cost a little more, but think of it as investing in your heart, your memory, and your years ahead. And there is another fish people eat all the time. Very common, very convenient, but it carries some of the highest mercury levels of any seafood. You cannot smell it, you cannot taste it, but it can settle quietly in the brain, the liver, the heart. I am talking about tuna, a weekly habit for many folks who believe they are eating healthy. Tuna is a familiar food for so many folks. Tasty, firm, easy to cook, and full of protein. But there is something most people never think about. Large tuna is one of the highest sources of mercury in all seafood. Mercury has no taste, no smell. You cannot see it, but it lives in the flesh of the fish, especially in long-living predators like albacore and bigeye. And as we get older, our bodies do not clear mercury the way they once did. It builds up slowly in the brain, in the liver, in the kidneys. I often hear from people over 60 who tell me their hands shake just a little, or they feel foggy, forgetful, not quite as sharp as before. Most never suspect the tuna in their kitchen. But when they cut back, things start to change. Their hands feel steadier. Their thinking clears. That is mercury, a quiet troublemaker. For older adults, mercury also affects the heart. It can disturb your heartbeat, raise blood pressure, and over time, increase the risk of stroke. Studies show that people who eat large tuna regularly can have mercury levels 5 to 10 times higher than what is considered safe. You may not feel the impact tomorrow, but give it a few years and the differences in memory and heart health become real. Now, and if you love tuna, you do not have to give it up completely. Choose light tuna, usually skipjack, a smaller fish with much lower mercury, and enjoy it just once or twice a month. That way, you still get the taste you enjoy, without the long-term burden on your body. Remember, mercury does not leave the body quickly, and the older we are, the longer it stays. And the next fish, well, it is one of the cheapest and most common options in grocery stores. A lot of folks pick it up thinking, fish must be better than red meat, but what they are actually buying is imported catfish, sometimes called pangasius, a fish many people eat every single week without realizing what they are putting into their bodies. A lot of folks enjoy catfish, especially the kind sold frozen in bags at the grocery store. Soft texture, no bones to fuss with, and the price is friendly. But here is something many people do not realize. Most of the catfish you see like that, the basa and pangasius, does not come from the United States. Much of it is imported from large farming operations overseas, and in many of those places, the water is not very clean. To keep the fish alive in crowded ponds, farmers often rely on heavy antibiotics or chemicals that we would not use here. Now, you may only be getting a tiny amount of those residues at a time, but when you eat it week after week, month after month, it adds up. And after 60, our liver and kidneys are not quite as quick at clearing toxins as they once were, so those little bits stay longer. Over time, they can affect the nervous system, stress the kidneys, and even touch memory and energy. I have had patients tell me they felt tired for months, and the doctors could not figure out why. They switched to domestically raised catfish, fully inspected and regulated, and slowly, their energy returned. Their digestion felt calmer, and they just felt steadier. Another thing to know, those imported fish tend to have a very high omega-6 level and very little omega-3. That imbalance can drive inflammation, something most older adults already struggle with. So yes, it is inexpensive and easy to cook, but for long-term health, especially after 60, imported basa and pangasius are not the best choice. If you truly enjoy catfish, you do not have to give it up. Just look for product of United States or USDA certified catfish. Same familiar taste, much safer for your body. And now, let us talk about another fish. One that sounds healthy, almost everyone thinks it is a safe choice for the heart, but in reality, it can increase inflammation more than you might imagine. I am talking about tilapia, a fish many people eat every single week, believing it is good and harmless. Tilapia is something many of us eat often. Soft, mild, no little bones to fuss with, and very inexpensive. On the surface, it sounds perfect, especially for older adults who want something light and easy to digest. But here is what most people never think about. Almost all the tilapia on the market today is farm-raised, not caught in clean, open water. And in those large fish farms, the fish are fed industrial feed, corn, soy, and in some places overseas, even processed poultry waste. Now imagine that for a moment. That kind of feed changes the fish. Instead of being rich in omega-3 like a heart-healthy fish should be, tilapia ends up with very high omega-6 and very low omega-3. And that imbalance, my friend, fuels inflammation in the body. Inflammation does more than make your joints ache or leave you tired. It stresses your blood vessels, affects your heart, and places strain on your immune system. There are studies showing the inflammatory response from eating tilapia can be stronger than eating bacon or a fast food hamburger. Hard to believe. I know, but it is true. And remember, after 60, the liver and kidneys do not work quite as efficiently as they used to. So when those fish are raised in cramped conditions and treated with antibiotics or disinfectants, those residues can linger in your body longer than you expect. Not enough to make you sick overnight, but enough to quietly wear you down over the years. Many people choose tilapia thinking, well, fish has to be better than meat, and that can be true when the fish comes from a clean, healthy source. So, if you truly enjoy tilapia, look for fish raised in the United States with clear safety and farming certifications, or even better, choose sardines, wild salmon, or herring. Those are naturally rich in omega-3, and they calm inflammation instead of feeding it. And now, we come to the next fish, one I urge people over 60 to avoid entirely. Not just because of mercury, though that is part of it, but because this particular fish can quietly harm the heart and the brain in ways most folks would never expect. I am talking about king mackerel. King mackerel is a big, firm, flavorful fish. Many folks enjoy it grilled, pan-seared, or tossed into a fresh salad. But here is the part most people never realize. King mackerel is one of the highest mercury fish in the ocean. Mercury has no smell, no taste, and you cannot cook it out or wash it away. It builds up inside large, long-living predatory fish, and when we eat them, it begins to build up in us in the liver, the kidneys, and especially in the brain. For someone over 60, that becomes a real concern. You see, as we age, the liver and kidneys do not clear toxins as quickly, and our nerve cells become more sensitive to damage. I have had many patients tell me about tingling in their hands, dizziness, or memory becoming a little fuzzy. They never think to connect it to fish, but when they cut back on king mackerel, those symptoms often begin to ease. Studies show that people who eat king mackerel regularly can have mercury levels 10 to 15 times higher than the recommended safe range. That is enough to disturb your heart rhythm, raise your blood pressure, and make it harder to think clearly or focus, especially in older adults. Now, if you enjoy the taste of mackerel, you do not need to give up the entire family of fish. Choose Atlantic mackerel or Spanish mackerel instead. Smaller fish, far less mercury, and still rich in those heart-protective omega-3 fats. Remember, mercury is not something the body removes quickly. The older we get, the longer it stays, and the more impact it has. So it is best to avoid king mackerel completely, especially if you have heart, liver, or neurological concerns. And the next fish on our list, swordfish. It often looks elegant on a restaurant plate grilled, in sushi, or sliced for a fancy salad. People assume it is healthy. But in reality, swordfish carries even more mercury than king mackerel. Let us talk about that next. Swordfish is one of those fish many people think of as premium, thick, meaty, flavorful, hardly any bones. You often see it on a nice restaurant menu, or in sushi, or sliced into elegant salads. It sounds healthy, high in protein, low in fat, from the ocean. But the truth is, swordfish is one of the highest mercury fish you can put on your plate. Swordfish sits at the very top of the food chain. It lives a long time, and during those years, it absorbs mercury from all the smaller fish it eats. By the time it reaches your table, that single fillet can hold mercury levels many times above the safe limit for older adults. Mercury does not cause stomach pain. It does not make you nauseous right away. No, it slips quietly into your bloodstream, then settles in your liver, your kidneys, and especially your nervous system. I have had many patients in their 60s tell me about shaky hands, trouble sleeping, feeling slower mentally than they used to. And when we tested their blood, mercury levels were surprisingly high, almost always tied to a habit of eating grilled swordfish every week. For someone over 60, that buildup becomes especially dangerous. It can trigger irregular heartbeat, raise blood pressure, and slowly chip away at memory and brain function. Some studies even suggest long-term swordfish consumption may lead to nerve damage that cannot fully be reversed. Now, if you love ocean fish, do not worry, you still have wonderful choices. Wild salmon, sardines, herring, smaller fish, shorter lives, almost no mercury, and rich in those omega-3 fats that protect the heart and the brain. Swordfish may taste good, but after 60, it is best to avoid it entirely. Just that one change can significantly lower the toxin load on your body. And the final fish on this list, shark steak, is even more concerning. Not only does it contain extremely high mercury levels, it also carries chemical residues the body can barely remove at all. Shark may sound exotic, something most people never touch. But the truth is, many folks have eaten it without realizing. Some restaurants, some seafood counters, they do not always call it shark. You might see shark steak, flake, or simply fish steak, and many people have no idea they are being served shark at all. Here is the concern. Shark sits at the very top of the food chain. It lives a long, long time, and across those years, it absorbs a tremendous amount of mercury, PCBs, and dioxins, toxic compounds the human body struggles to remove. These chemicals settle in the fat, enter the bloodstream, and quietly stress the liver, the kidneys, and even the endocrine system. When you are young, the body can fight back a little. After 60, though, the liver slows, the kidneys work harder, and the immune system is not what it once was. So, when these toxins build up year after year, they can disrupt hormones, fuel chronic inflammation, harm the nervous system, and increase the risk of cancer. I have seen older adults with surprisingly high toxin levels in their blood work. They did not smoke, they did not drink, they simply enjoyed premium seafood once a week and never knew. What makes shark even more dangerous than swordfish is that it carries both mercury and persistent industrial chemicals. These toxins can linger in the body for many years, sometimes a decade or more. So if you ever notice shark steak on a menu, do yourself a favor. My friend, skip it. There is no nutritional benefit worth that burden on your body. Choose the smaller, cold water fish, instead sardines, herring, cod, clean, safe, rich in omega-3, gentle on the heart and the brain. Shark reminds us not every fish is truly healthy. And now that we understand that, let us turn to the good news, the fish that genuinely nourish us after 60, support the heart, sharpen the mind, and keep the joints strong day after day. Now that we know which fish can do more harm than good, the next step is to bring in the kinds that truly nourish the heart, the brain, and the immune system, especially after 60, when our bodies need protein that is gentle, clean, and rich in natural nutrients. One of the simplest, most wholesome choices is wild haddock. Haddock is a white fish, lean and mild. It has a clean taste, no strong smell, and it cooks quickly. Many families love it because almost everyone can enjoy it, from the little ones all the way to us older folks. What makes haddock stand out is this: it lives in cold waters, has a short lifespan, and carries almost no mercury at all. For those of us past 60, that matters. It means the liver, the kidneys, and the nervous system do not have to carry an extra burden, no hidden toxins to build up, no metals to worry about. Haddock also provides vitamin B12 and iodine, which help support energy, memory, and thyroid function so you feel clearer, steadier, and more alert throughout the day. And if you enjoy fish and chips, let me tell you, try baking, steaming, or lightly pan-searing haddock with a squeeze of lemon and a touch of olive oil. You still get that delicate, tender bite, but your body will feel lighter, calmer, and stronger afterward. Sometimes, my friend, it is the simple choices, not the expensive ones, that bring the greatest benefit. And right after haddock, there is another fish I recommend very often, rich in natural omega-3, gentle on the stomach, and raised in clean, well-controlled waters. Rainbow trout, a wonderful choice for heart health, memory, and healthy aging. Rainbow trout is a wonderful choice if you want a fish that is rich in omega-3, yet gentle, easy to digest, and very safe for the body. What I appreciate most about this fish is how it is raised. Clean water, flowing constantly in carefully monitored conditions. Because of that, we hardly have to worry about heavy metals or leftover antibiotics. And after 60, my friend, those little things matter more than we think for the liver, the kidneys, and the memory. The meat is soft, delicate, and easy to chew. Many older adults tolerate it beautifully, even if they have sensitive digestion or teeth that are not quite as strong as they once were. Nutritionally, rainbow trout offers omega-3 to calm inflammation and support the heart. It provides vitamin B12 and iron for memory and energy, vitamin E to protect the cells from aging, and potassium to help keep blood pressure steady. I often hear people say that when they switch from fried fish or canned fish to rainbow trout once or twice a week, they feel lighter. Their joints bother them less, and they sleep more peacefully at night. It is not a dramatic change, just a gentle shift, but the body responds, and you can feel it. Preparing it is simple, too. Bake it or lightly pan-sear it. A squeeze of lemon, a little pepper and garlic, and a touch of olive oil. It smells wonderful, digests easily, and is truly supportive for your heart and brain. So if you are looking for a fish that is safe, tasty, and easy to enjoy every week, rainbow trout is a very smart choice. And next, let us talk about another excellent option, a clean, lean white fish, rich in pure protein and very low in fat, helping us maintain muscle and strength as we age. Pacific cod. Pacific cod is a truly smart choice if your goal is to keep your muscles strong as the years go by. Many folks after 60 tell me, "Doctor, I do not eat much meat anymore. It feels heavy. It does not sit well." But then they worry, and rightly so, about losing strength. You see, muscle loss with age is common, and when it happens, we tire more easily. Walking feels less steady, and yes, even a small stumble can turn into a fall. Cod helps answer that concern. It is rich in clean, gentle protein, very low in fat, and incredibly easy to digest. The body absorbs it well, without that heavy, bloated feeling, which matters a great deal as we get older. Another thing I appreciate, cod lives in cold water and has a short life cycle, so it almost never accumulates mercury. That means your liver, kidneys, and nervous system get to breathe easier. Nutritionally, cod offers selenium, vitamin B12, and phosphorus nutrients that support the nerves, keep bones steady, and help your energy stay consistent through the day. Many people tell me they feel clearer, lighter, and more comfortable after meals when they choose cod instead of fried fish or canned fish. Preparing it is simple. My friend, bake it, steam it, or gently simmer it with a little ginger, garlic, and olive oil. Cod has a clean, naturally sweet flavor. Just a touch of seasoning is enough. So if you want a fish that is easy to enjoy, easy on the stomach, and helps preserve muscle strength, cod is worth trying. And next, let us talk about a small fish rich in omega-3, a fish many older Americans remember from childhood, and one that can do wonders for memory and brain health. Atlantic herring. Herring is one of the most underrated superfoods for older adults. Truly, it does wonders for the heart, the brain, and especially for memory. Many people tell me they used to enjoy pickled herring when they were young, a simple, humble dish, yet incredibly nourishing. We do not see it as often on dinner tables today, but the benefits are still there. In fact, they may matter even more once we reach our 60s. Herring is packed with natural omega-3, vitamin D, and choline. Those three together, think of them as a power team for your brain. They calm inflammation and protect the blood vessels that feed the brain. They support memory and focus. They help with mood and even promote deeper, more restful sleep. And there is another big advantage here. Herring is a small, short-lived fish, so it almost never accumulates mercury. That gives your liver, your kidneys, and your nervous system a much lighter load. The texture is soft, gently rich, very easy to digest, perfect if you want clean protein without that heavy feeling afterward. There are many ways to enjoy it, my friend. Pickled herring with a little onion and a thin slice of bread. Steamed or lightly baked with dill, lemon, and a bit of pepper. Or in a simple Scandinavian-style salad, fresh, clean, and very satisfying. Just 1 or 2 servings a week can make a difference. People tell me they feel clearer in the head, less stiffness in the morning, and steady energy through the day. And now, let us move to a true star among heart-healthy, anti-aging fish. Wild Alaska salmon. Wild Alaska salmon is truly one of the very best fish for your heart, your brain, and even your skin, especially after 60, when our bodies need more omega-3 to calm inflammation and protect our blood vessels. Now, let me tell you something. This is very different from the low-quality farm salmon out there. Wild salmon grows in clean, cold ocean waters. It swims. It feeds naturally. And because of that, the meat carries more omega-3, less saturated fat, and almost none of the unwanted residues you sometimes find in crowded industrial fish farms. Many people tell me that when they add wild salmon 2 or 3 times a week, they sleep better, their joints feel less stiff, and their mind feels clearer in the morning. It is not magic. It is simply your body responding to real, clean nutrition. What makes Alaska salmon special is something called astaxanthin, a powerful natural antioxidant. It helps protect brain cells, supports your vision, reduces inflammation in the joints, and even helps slow the aging of the skin. On top of that, wild salmon gives you vitamin D, vitamin B12, and selenium, all essential for strong bones, a steady nervous system, and a healthy immune response. The texture is slightly firmer than farm salmon, not as oily, but deeply flavorful and very satisfying. You can bake it, steam it, or pan-sear it gently. A squeeze of lemon, a little garlic, black pepper, and olive oil, simple, wholesome, and nourishing for your heart and brain. If you choose just one fish to enjoy on a regular basis, wild Alaska salmon is a wonderful choice. It supports your body in ways few foods can match. And now, my friend, let us talk about a small, humble fish, very affordable, very convenient, yet surprisingly rich in calcium, vitamin D, and omega-3. Sardines. Sardines are one of the smartest choices for anyone past 60. A small, humble fish, yet packed with nutrition that many expensive fish cannot match. The first thing I love about sardines is simple. They have almost no mercury. They are small, they live a short life, and they feed on algae so toxins do not build up in their bodies. For your liver, your kidneys, and especially your nervous system, that is a real gift. My friend, it means less stress on the body and more room for healing and strength. Sardines are rich in natural omega-3, the kind that helps calm inflammation, supports memory and brain function, keeps your heart rhythm steady, and lets your joints move more comfortably. And here is something special: sardines give you both vitamin D and calcium. Not many fish can do that. For older bones, that means real support, stronger bones, and a lower chance of fractures if you take a fall. Another blessing: they are easy. You do not need to stand in the kitchen for long. A can of sardines, a squeeze of lemon, a little black pepper, maybe a drizzle of olive oil or on a fresh salad, and you have a wholesome, nourishing meal. If you enjoy cooking, fresh sardines, grilled or pan-seared, are delicious, too rich, tender, and gentle on the stomach. I often suggest 2 or 3 servings a week. A simple habit, very affordable, yet powerful for omega-3, vitamin D, B12, and calcium. If you want a fish that is convenient, gentle on the body, and good for both your heart and your bones, sardines are one of the most trustworthy choices you can make. And next, let us move to a fish many experts consider a gold standard for heart health and brain support: Arctic char. Arctic char may sound a little unfamiliar at first, but if you enjoy salmon or trout, there is a very good chance you will love this fish too. Think of it as a gentle balance between salmon and trout, rich in omega-3, a soft, clean flavor, and very easy on the stomach, especially as we grow older and digestion becomes a bit more sensitive. What makes Arctic char so special is where it comes from. It grows in cold, clean waters, often raised in carefully controlled, natural systems. That means very little risk of heavy metals or chemical residues. For someone past 60, that matters a great deal. It gives your liver, your kidneys, and your nervous system a break, less work, fewer toxins to manage, and more room for healing and strength. Nutritionally, Arctic char brings you omega-3 to calm inflammation, support the heart and memory, niacin, or vitamin B3, to help balance cholesterol, vitamin B12 and selenium for the nerves and immune system. Many folks tell me they enjoy Arctic char because it feels light, not heavy like salmon can sometimes be in the evening, yet still deeply nourishing. You eat it, and your body simply feels good, not sluggish, not weighed down. And preparation is simple. A quick pan sear with a little black pepper, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon, wonderful. Or steam it gently with ginger and dill for a warm, soothing dinner that helps you rest well afterward. So if you ever see Arctic char at your seafood counter and have not tried it yet, my friend, give it a chance. It is a clean, gentle, heart and brain-friendly choice, a beautiful option when you want nourishment without excess oil, toxins, or heaviness. Once we cross 60, every little choice at the table begins to matter more. Fish can still be one of the very best sources of protein, gentle, nourishing, easy to digest, but only when we choose the right ones. Not every fish is good fish. Some varieties keep your heart steady, your mind clear, your joints moving easily. And some quietly, slowly build up toxins, stir inflammation, raise blood pressure, and chip away at memory over time. The good news, my friend, is that you do not need to change everything overnight. Just start small. For example, if you often have frozen tilapia or catfish, try switching one meal to cod, to rainbow trout, or to sardines. If you enjoy canned tuna, shift toward light tuna, or better yet, sardines packed in good oil. So many people tell me that after just a few weeks of changing the type of fish they eat, they sleep better, wake up clearer, their joints feel looser in the morning, and there is a lightness in the body they did not feel before. Just remember, so limit low-quality farm fish and high-mercury species. Choose small, short-lived, cold water fish. Aim for 2 to 3 meals of good fish each week. True health rarely comes from one big transformation. It comes from small, steady choices day after day. And the fact that you are still here listening tells me you are already taking care of yourself in a way that truly matters. So keep going. Nourish your body with clean, gentle foods. Take it one meal at a time. Your heart, your memory, and your joints will thank you for it. If this felt helpful, save it or share it with someone you care about, especially those who want to eat better and stay strong after 60. I will be here each week with simple ways to keep your heart healthy, your mind sharp, and your body moving with ease. Until next time, take good care of yourself.